A Côte d'Ivoire, a name that echoes the echoes of its colonial past, has a history that is as rich as it is tumultuous. From the Upper Paleolithic period to the flourishing of the Bono Kingdom of Guiamon and the Bawel Kingdom, the Ivory Coast was a tapestry of diverse cultures and civilizations. Yet its destiny was to be shaped not by its indigenous people, but by explorers from across the seas. In the 15th century, the first European explorers, the Portuguese, cast their eyes on West Africa. Their ships navigated the uncharted waters, searching for new lands and opportunities. Yet, the Ivory Coast, with its lack of sheltered harbors, remained a peripheral presence in this burgeoning trade network. Elsewhere in West Africa, however, European influence was growing. The French, making their presence felt in Senegal, began to extend their control inland. It was a slow, gradual process. The French exploration of West Africa was not a government policy, but rather the result of individual initiative. The French settlers in Senegal planted the first seeds of what would become a vast colonial empire. They established trading centers, built fortified posts along the Gulf of Guinea, and gradually extended their reach into the heart of West Africa. The Ivory Coast, once deemed unattractive due to its lack of sheltered harbors, was now under the French radar. The French influence in the Ivory Coast began to grow, slowly but surely. The French established their trading centers, bringing with them their language, their culture, and their way of life. The French colonial era in the Ivory Coast had begun. The seeds of French colonialism had been sown, setting the stage for a period of domination that would shape the future of Côte d'Ivoire. The winds of change began to stir in the mid-20th century, heralding the beginning of a long struggle for independence. As World War II ended, nationalism was sweeping across Africa, and the Ivory Coast was no exception. The 1940s and 1950s saw the rise of nationalist movements, united by a common goal: to break free from the shackles of French colonial rule. At the forefront of this struggle was a key figure, Félix Houphouët-Boigny, a wealthy cocoa farmer and a prominent figure in the French government. His diplomatic approach and political acumen made him a respected leader among his people. He founded the Democratic Party of Côte d'Ivoire, which was instrumental in rallying the masses for the cause of independence. This was a time of great political unrest. Strikes, protests, and civil disobedience became the order of the day, as the Ivorians made their desire for independence known. The French government, realizing the growing sentiment, initiated a series of reforms, giving greater autonomy to its African colonies. The pivotal moment arrived in the year 1960. The French government, under the leadership of President Charles de Gaulle, proposed a referendum offering complete independence to its African colonies. The Ivorians, under Houphouët-Boigny's leadership, seized this opportunity. On August 7, 1960, the Ivory Coast was officially declared an independent nation. The struggle for freedom had been long and arduous, but the Ivorians had finally achieved what they had been yearning for. Félix Houphouët-Boigny became the first president, his vision guiding the newly independent nation. The struggle was over. Côte d'Ivoire had finally emerged from the shadow of colonialism, ready to chart its own course. The dawn of independence brought new challenges as Côte d'Ivoire sought to find its footing in a rapidly changing world. With the jubilation of independence came the harsh realities of self-governance. The post-independence era in Côte d'Ivoire was marked by political instability, economic trials, and social unrest. The country's nascent political structure was put to the test as it grappled with a series of regimes, coups d'états, and civil wars. The early years were dominated by the autocratic rule of Félix Houphouët-Boigny, who maintained a one-party system for over 3 decades. His regime saw periods of economic prosperity, but also deep-seated political discontent. After his death in 1993, Côte d'Ivoire plunged into a cycle of political instability, with coups d'état and disputed elections becoming the order of the day. The turn of the millennium brought with it the most severe test of the nation's resilience, a civil war that split the country into two. North and South, rebel-held and government-controlled, Côte d'Ivoire was a nation divided, its unity and identity under threat. Amidst the turmoil, the country's economy faced significant challenges. The once flourishing cocoa and coffee industries, pillars of the Ivorian economy, suffered under the strain of political instability and conflict. The nation's growth was stymied, and the promise of prosperity seemed a distant dream. Yet, despite the trials and tribulations, Côte d'Ivoire did not lose hope. Slowly but steadily, the nation began to claw its way back from the brink. Reconciliation efforts, democratic reforms, and economic revitalization programs were initiated, signaling a shift towards stability and growth. The journey was far from smooth, marked by setbacks and hurdles. But with each passing year, the country made progress, inching closer to the dream of a stable, prosperous, and peaceful Côte d'Ivoire. Despite the challenges, Côte d'Ivoire has shown resilience, slowly but surely working towards a brighter future. Today, Côte d'Ivoire stands at a crossroads, its future shaped by its tumultuous past. As we delve into the present, we find a nation that bears the scars of its history, yet remains resolute and hopeful. The political landscape of Côte d'Ivoire today is a complex tapestry woven from threads of past conflicts, ongoing reconciliation efforts, and aspirations for a prosperous future. The echoes of the struggle for independence and the post-independence challenges are palpable in the country's current political climate. The specter of civil wars, which once fractured the nation into North and South, still casts a long shadow over the Ivorian political scene. These conflicts, rooted in ethnic and religious disparities, have left deep-seated divisions that the country is still striving to mend. Today, the government's focus is on healing these rifts, fostering unity, and building a stable and inclusive political environment. Efforts towards national reconciliation and reintegration are at the forefront, with the nation's leaders advocating for unity and diversity. There's a conscious push towards acknowledging and addressing past injustices, with an emphasis on restorative justice and social cohesion. Moreover, Côte d'Ivoire is not an island. It's an integral part of the West African region, and its political dynamics have a far-reaching impact. As one of the largest economies in West Africa, the country plays a significant role in the region's stability and prosperity. It's a key player in the economic community of West African states, contributing to regional integration and cooperation. Development is another crucial element in the current political narrative. The government is investing in infrastructure, education, and healthcare, aiming to improve the quality of life for its citizens and strengthen the nation's economic backbone. Yet, the journey is far from over. The path towards a prosperous and harmonious future is paved with challenges. Issues such as corruption, poverty, and social inequality remain roadblocks to progress. However, the spirit of Côte d'Ivoire is undeterred. The country is steadily working towards overcoming these hurdles, fueled by the resilience and determination that have defined its history. As Côte d'Ivoire continues to navigate its path, its history serves as a reminder of its resilience and potential. The nation stands at the crossroads, looking back at its past, understanding its present, and envisioning a future full of promise and hope. The journey of Côte d'Ivoire, from colony to republic, is a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people. We've traversed the historical paths of this diverse nation, from its early days under French colonial rule to the arduous struggle for independence and beyond. We've seen the resilience of the Ivorian people, their tenacity in the face of adversity, and their unyielding desire for self-determination. We've witnessed the birth of a republic, the challenges of a post-independence era, and the ongoing journey towards political stability. Through it all, the spirit of the Ivorian people has remained unbroken, their resolve unshaken. The narrative of Côte d'Ivoire is one of struggle and resilience, but also of progress. It's a testament to the undying spirit of a people who, despite the odds, strive to carve out their own destiny. From the pre-European era, when 5 important states, including the Bono Kingdom of Guyman and the Baoul Kingdom, flourished, to the present day, the story of Côte d'Ivoire is a fascinating tapestry woven with threads of courage, resilience, and hope. The current political landscape, though complex, is a reflection of the nation's journey, its trials and triumphs, and the indomitable spirit of its people. It's a narrative that continues to unfold, a story that is still being written. As we delve into the histories of nations around the globe, we realize that each country, each people, has its own unique story to tell. These narratives shape our understanding of the world and our place in it. They remind us of the power of resilience, the value of freedom, and the enduring spirit of humanity. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you want to keep exploring the fascinating histories of countries around the world, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your fellow history enthusiasts. Remember, knowledge is power.